Welcome to my garage. This is going to be a 95 Honda Del Sol build series. This is the first of the videos. I'll just give you an introduction about the car, how I got it, and what I plan on doing with it. This is the 95 Honda Del Sol. The engine is a B16A2, the American version, VTEC. I got this car from a friend of mine. He was in the military and was leaving town, so he gave me this car for free. So I took him out for some beers and pizza, and he signed the title over to me, and now I'm getting into engine building free of charge. So if you're watching this, thank you. I told him I'd make a couple videos going along with the build. I promised him I would take good care of it, so that's what I intend to do and have video evidence of that. As I got the car, first thing I did was get the fender off. The car was wrecked, so it had been sitting for a while. I'm not sure what he hit, but it must have been something pretty big. We bent this fender area here, and also this is bent. I'm not sure if I can get this piece anymore. But anyways, my first priority is to get the motor up and running. As you can see, it is pretty grimy. I'm not sure how long the motor has been sitting, but it's been at least 3 or 4 years. I know that for sure. So my plan is to clean this up, get the motor running, and if I can fix the frame, I'll keep it in this car. If not, I plan on getting a EG hatch and throwing the motor into that car. I know for sure that we're going to need a clutch. He told me that the clutch was out the last time that he drove it, so purchased an Exetti clutch, lightweight flywheel, and pressure plate. I'll be throwing that on first. Then the valve cover needed a new gasket, and there's a couple bolts missing here and there. I'll be replacing those. I also have to replace the ground for the battery. As I was taking the battery out of the car, the ground broke off, and I'll have to get well, I got one already, but I'll have to put a new one on here so that once I do get to the time of starting the vehicle, I'll have a battery. Do plan on building this engine, but of course I want to make sure that I can get it to run before I go through the motions of pulling the motor and getting all bearings, rods, pistons, cams, cleaning everything up and making her mine. If I can get the car to work, he does have a bumper for me. He also has a fender for this car. He gave me that for free as well. There are quite a bit of pieces that will need to be replaced, but can't really complain because it's a free car and I'm getting to get into engine building for free of charge. So this is going to be the first of many videos. I'll just walk you around the car, show you the things that I've noticed, and tell you how I plan about fixing those things. First off, the car was sitting with the plugs pulled. He had the valve cover taken off, and with the valve cover taken off, it's still, this bolt is missing here. There's a head bolt that goes down in there. I will be going and getting a new bolt for that. Other than that, I believe the car was in good shape, but it has been sitting for a while, so I'll go through it, change what needs to be changed. I'm sure I'll need new plugs and fix it up from there. So I'll just give you a walk around the car. It was a nice car. We had these cars in high school. All I did was take the wheels off and take the fender off and take the battery out. That's all I've done so far. We've had these cars in high school. I had an Integra. He had this Honda Del Sol. My Integra was an LS, so naturally his car was faster than mine. As you can see on the inside, it's been sitting for some time. But a free car is a free car. I believe that I can get this car back up and running and fix everything that needs to be fixed. I'm not a professional mechanic or anything, but I have quite a bit of know-how and determination to get this car working. Stock airbox. The car was completely stock. No modifications, just the upgraded engine. His uncle had swapped out the D16 that was in the car and put the B16A in the car. I did notice when we were towing the car that the back brakes were sticking. So if I were able to fix the fender, I will have to rebuild the brakes. which if you want to go fast, you got to be able to stop fast. I'm not sure why, but I tried to put the battery on the trickle charger. It was dead as a doorknob. Nothing at all. Along with it, he gave me a hood, a new fender, and a new bumper. That'll come in useful if the car can be fixed and upgraded. So that's pretty much a walk around. Like I said, it is pretty grimy. It was sitting in his yard for some time, but nothing that can't be fixed, nothing that I don't plan on fixing. I'll go through and tell you what I plan on doing to the car. I know for sure I'd want CTR pistons, CTR cams, upgraded valve springs, retainers, and valves. Then of course I would upgrade to an ITR intake manifold, bigger throttle body, get me a big well dick right here. I think that's what they call it, at least. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's the Password JDM carbon fiber intake. I just love the way those things look. If you look down in there, you can tell that there were some leaks. Not sure where the leaks were coming from, but it looks like the valve cover, which makes sense because it needed a new gasket. But that's where we stand at right now. First things first, I'm gonna pull the transmission, get a new clutch in the car. I'll be getting a new bolt for the valve cover, new ground cable for the battery, throw a battery in it, see if it'll start, and go from there. So if you interested in the build, go ahead and subscribe, and I'll keep you updated on how the build comes along. Plan on pulling the motor, and once I do get it started, rebuilding it from the bottom up. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a professional mechanic, but I do have a garage building B-Series engines, and of course Honda manual I picked up, and a notepad so that I can write down the parts lists. And just because, I'll go ahead and show you my real baby. That is my carbon fiber CBR 1000, and man, I love this thing. She is beautiful. Look at that, nice and shiny. I love carbon fiber. This winter I was planning on building a truck that I had recently got, but getting this car for free, that truck will go on the back burner. I'll drive that daily until I get this car up and running, and then I will fix that. I like murdered out vehicles. As you can see, everything's black on here. No need for color, black is beautiful. It's a beautiful bike.